Uri, welcome back. Okay, don't worry, it's a short daf tonight. Short daf. Where are we? Where we leave off? Oh, on the bottom of Chaf Chesam base. Right? Right? Why do we need? Right? So the Mishnah says that why they need to do this? Because one time, why they need to make sure that the whole sky is lit up? Because did I freeze? You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was in the process of freezing up.
We hear you.
Okay. So anyway, so we said it because they one time confused the moon. They confused the moon for daylight. So I want to ask them, Mi Michlaf, right? This was David's question yesterday. Mi Michlaf, can you possibly confuse the moon with the sun? But Tanya, and we have even a brisa to prove that. Rebbe Omer, Eina Daima Timur Shalavana La Timur Shalchama. A ray of the moon is not anywhere similar to the ray of the sun. Timur Shalavana Metamar Vayla Kamako. The moon goes up straight like a stick. I don't know if any astrologers are here exactly, but it goes the light. It's meaning it's much more. How do you say it? Not direct.
Diffused.
Diffused is the sun is diffused. The sun is diffused. The moon is
concentrated.
Focused. Very good. Focused. Very good. Excellent.
Focused.
Right? Very good. Yeah, excellent. That focused is good. Yeah. So Timur Shalvana Matamar Vayla Kimako, like it's very focused like a stick. Timur Shalchama Maftzia Lakan. Right. The sun is diffused. Right. That's a good touch for that. So how can you confuse the two? So Tanad V'Rebbe Shmuel Yaimam Unan Hoya. It was a cloudy day. Maftzia Lakan. And when it's clouds, then the moon does the clouds. It spreads the light. The mashal I could think of this is when you're driving through fog, they say not to use your high beams, right? When you're driving in the country through the fog, then no high beams because the high beams bounce off the fog and it creates a glare. I don't know if this is the Gemara's and Makar for this. It sure sounds like it, right? So that's why you should. That's what it says. So it was a cloudy day, right? There was also the case. Where is that case where it was cloudy and they were Makabel Shabbos and then the clouds broke and they realized it was daytime, right? That's we had that. So that's the clouds can play games with these things. Okay, so I'm gonna pop Shmamino Yoim Diva Kule Shimsha. When it's a cloudy day, then the sun gets spread out. It's to spread out the skins, meaning you would think that on a sunny day, it should dry up faster. So we're saying on a cloudy day, it's going to dry up faster. Inami, a woman, when she's kneading dough for on Pesach, so you make sure it doesn't become chametz, she shouldn't do it in a sunny day, right? Or and not with water that got heated up from the sun.
What is the drawing?
On a cloudy day, you shouldn't do it. What?
What's drawing the skins? What is that?
The stam. That's not. I don't think it's
What is this for the furriers? What does this have to do with anything?
Yeah, on a furriers.
Why is it in the Gemara?
No, stam. I think it's just telling you that anybody who it's bringing a proof from the. It's bringing a proof from the, what do you call it? From the people, from the Hanukkah of people, that's what they do, right? I think that's what it's just bringing. Yeah. What does it say in Shulchan Aruch? That on a cloudy day you shouldn't make matzah on a cloudy day, right? Is it take matzah or not take the mayim? Mayim shalonu shouldn't be something shouldn't be on a cloudy day. I don't remember what it was. Okay, whatever it is. So cloudy day can end up...
It's here in the Gemara too, in another line.
What?
It's coming up here too.
No, but it says an Isha shouldn't do it, right?
But it's talking about matzah.
I understand, no, but even lechatchila, that's talking about on Pesach, right? But I think even before Pesach, we don't do it bisman hazeh, but even before Pesach, it's brought in Shulchan Aruch. But I wasn't sure if it said not to do it in. No, I don't remember. Lechatchila shouldn't be done on a cloudy day, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Very good. So Amud of Nachman, zuama de shimsha kashim shimsha. The zuama of the sun. I don't know exactly what that is. The zuama of the sun is more difficult than the sun, right? Meaning that's a literal translation. But it means it's stronger. It's hotter. But simonech. Now, does that mean humidity? Isn't it on a humid day usually cloudy? No. No, I don't know. The Floridians not like that. Floridians can't.
No, it can be sunny and humid. Yep.
No, I understand that, but usually in humid days it's cloudier. Is that not the case?
At some point, then it rained. Like today, it poured, but then the sun came out and it was still very humid.
But there's moisture in the air that's left over from the rain. That's what causes humidity.
All I could say is when it comes to dry aging the meat, they want the humidity to be around 85%.
And cigars as well, less than that.
No, but I'm saying, but when it's a very sunny day, it's not like that.
It's humid because the heat is with the moisture.
Okay, so I don't know how it works, but I don't know if that's what it means. The zuama of the sun is stronger than the actual sun itself.
It could be it's hazy.
Hazy? Huh, maybe. I hear. The simonech, what's the siman? Dona de chala means a thing of vinegar, a jar of vinegar. That's right. You keep the vinegar jar closed so that this taste doesn't escape, right? But when you make, Rashi says, when you make a hole in it, the smell goes crazy, right? So same thing with a cloudy day. When the sun is covered by the clouds and a little bit of sun escapes from the clouds, it becomes very strong. That's the way Rashi explains it. Okay, shviri de shimsha, kashu mi shimsha. Right. So the blindness that sun can cause, then on a cloudy day is going to be stronger. It's going to be worse than on a sunny day. Right. V'simonech, and the simon for that is dilfa is dripping. Now this is where you get the whole waterboarding. Remember the whole waterboarding thing in what was the name? Guantanamo. I don't even know how I remember that, but that's what it was, right? The waterboarding. So this is it. That dripping. Rashi says that when something drips on the body, right, it's harder on a person than if you would just throw water on the entire body. Just dripping on them is more difficult. Okay, on to Amud Aleph.
Like the stone with Rabbi Akiva.
The stone Rabbi Akiva, yeah. So let's see weiter. Herhure Avera, Kosher me Avera. Thinking about an Avera, and this is a shvera one, right? Thinking about Avera is worse than the Avera itself, right? And Rashi says this is talking about impure thoughts, right? He says the type of a woman is going to actually cause you more damage than of thinking about it than actually doing the maisa. Yeah? The simonech, reicha de bisra, and the reyach of basar. I don't know, the meat people have to say pshat in this. Somebody who's smelling meat can cause much more stress because then they really want it, right? If you can't eat meat, then it's very stressful.
We'll see if you get any good watch shilas tonight, Mr. Yaakov.
What do you mean, wine?
Watch on your watch tonight.
Yeah. It's being a little schwer. Yes, it got a little crazy now. Right.
We had this before. One of the nisim and the Beis Hamikdash was Lahipila Isha Mireya Chabasi.
Right, and we also had it. Didn't we just have it with a woman? Oh, right. That's what it was. Right, that's what it was. Yeah, the woman. We said that was the nace in the Beis Hamikdash, that they didn't miscarry because even though they smelled the meat. Right. Okay. Shili the kaita kasha mikaita. The end of the summer is worse than the middle of the summer, or the beginning or middle. Yeah. Right. Rashi says talking about El. Right. Why? Because it's the buildup of the heat. The simonech tanura shkira. And the simon is because it's like an oven that when you heat up an oven a few times a day, it gets much easier to get hotter, faster. Well, we had that in pas akum too, pas and bishul akum, right? If the heat is left over from a yid's baking, so that's enough to make it kosher as long as it still has some heat, right? Fine. Ishta the sisva kashim v'dekaita. Fever in the winter is worse than in the summer. Right, because in the winter, if you're getting so hot, it's going to be a lot worse. Because in the summer, you're already halfway to the fever, right? Like those kids who want to get out of school that run up and down the steps 10 times until they take the temperature. No, right? So that's similar to what. The simonech tanura krira, and the simon is a cold oven. A cold oven. It takes a lot. It's a lot hot, meaning if to get a cold oven hot, it's going to take a lot more heat. Fine. Migmar batikska kashim mechadata. Learning this. Anybody who forgot anything knows this to be true. Learning something that's old is more difficult than learning something new. Right, which is why the Olam has such a hard time chazering. Right, you think like to become a Talmud Chacham, everybody says chazer, right? Nobody chazers. We don't chazer, right? Unfortunately, we don't chazer. I mean, the Baruch Hashem, there's a few fellows that do the daf a couple times a day, so that's good. That company excluded, right? But the chazers, it's difficult. So because remembering something that you forgot is a lot more difficult. Simonech tina bartina, and the siman is to make new cement from old cement. Yeah, it's better, meaning it's easier to take, Rashi says it's easier to take dirt that was never cement and make cement than to take old cement and do it and to make new ones. So Amar Rabbo, my time to Rebbe, what's the reason why Rebbe said this? No, so I'm sorry, I ran too fast. What's the reason that Rebbe said that you have to, what do you call it? That the sun spreads out more than the moon or anything like that, right? It says lamatzeh for ayelas hashachar for the morning. How do you touch ayelas hashachar literally? The morning star. The morning
star. No.
Yeah, I guess, right?
The article says about the morning hind.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Anybody know what that means?
It's a kind of antelope.
That's what it means, right? It's some sort of animal in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ayala Shlucha was Naphtali, no?
Naphtali Ayala Shlucha. Yes, correct.
It's a kind of antelope.
Not you, Landau. Landau, no, not you. You can go back, do what you're doing.
Yeah. So why do I always get picked on? You, parents, what's going on here?
We see it in your glasses. We see what you're doing through your glasses. Take them off next time.
Anyways, so okay, well, I don't know, whatever the ayelas hashachar means. Right? Clearly does mean an animal. It doesn't mean the star or the morning rays, however the what do you call it, touches it. Ma ayalazu. Yeah, karnel mafzilas lakan. So it's what do you call it? It's horns, whatever you want to call them, right? Antlers go out this way and this way. So that's where Rebbe's getting it from. So the sun in the morning goes out and spreads out all over the place. Okay, so now once we're on that, the Gemara says another pshat in the pasuk. Why is Esther compared to an ayala? Just like an ayala, its lechem, its womb is very thin. And memela, it's chaviv to its baal, to its husband, I guess, for lack of a better word, all the time. Kisharishayna, like the first time. So Af Esther also chaviv al Achashverosh kol shavasho kisharishayna. Achashverosh never got bored with Esther, right? And ayala, a hind, what your hind?
It's a hind.
Is a hind, yeah, whatever that is, some sort of animal, yeah, some sort of deer in the deer family. Is that, yeah?
Is it an antelope?
So an antelope, I don't know.
Anyways, they translate it as a female deer, nothing more, nothing less. It's female deer.
Okay, so for whatever reason, so it's tsar, its womb is tsar.
It's like Gershon said, it's a hind. That's that animal. Yeah.
I hear. Okay, so anyway, so Esther, so Achashverosh never got bored from Esther. So that's what Ayala Shachar is referring to. Yeah, fine. So Amar Ravasi, Lama Nimshla Esther. Oh, I meant to say something in the previous Mara. I forgot that. So that means that somebody has a hearer to do an Isser. So that's immediately damaging in a second. So I happened to have been learning Shari Tshuva today, and he brought down this Gemara, and in the footnote there brought a Gemara in Bav Metzio says that if a thought for an Aveira comes into your head, and you immediately try and get it out of your mind, that's not called a hearer. That's not what the Gemara is referring to. The Gemara is referring to mamish being maharer in an Aveira and consciously, purposely doing it. But stam an Aveira pops into your head, that's not called a hearer Aveira. Right? That's a major yisoid to this.
Well,
yeah. What do you want to say?
No, I'm just saying. I'm not going to talk about Aveiras, but let's say Aveira takes 10 minutes to do. So the hearer, if you have it for 3 seconds, you're going to be over, and the Aveira, you're not going to be over because you don't have the 10 minutes.
Right. No, I hear. You mean, but that's why you're not being over? That's what
I'm not sure. I'm just saying that there's a big difference between in the time frame. I don't know which is better or worse. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about it. That the hero happens fast, and the Maisa Vera can be long. I mean, eating a ham sandwich could take you 15 minutes. Thinking about a ham sandwich takes 3 seconds.
Right. I hear that. Yeah, so I mean, you drive by. You drive by.
I used to have a hero about eating a ham sandwich.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Michael?
maybe I was thinking maybe a Big Mac.
Okay.
Whatever it is. The guys in the beginners class today were talking about all the trade for restaurants. They said Chipotle is mamish. These guys are big chassidim with Chipotle. Mamish big chassidim with Chipotle. They said they don't know why there's no Yiddish Chipotles. But then one guy said a rule, because they were talking about how fatty the food is. This is a new rule, that the way it works in fast food is every penny that you spend is a calorie. So you spend $6 on a meal, you can figure it's 600 calories.
Even at chimichurri?
I don't know about chimichurri. They're talking about like McDonald's and these type of places.
They'll do the new chevra. They don't eat a chimichurri.
Right, they don't. They're the ones that told me that chimichurri. They came to me and said chimichurri is not passul buns. Whatever. Anyway, fine. Okay.
That's the least of their problems.
I guess you're right. Okay, so Amar Abasi, yeah. So Lama Nimshula Esther l'Shachar. So why was Esther compared to the morning? Just like the morning is the end of the night. Af Esther Soif Kol Hanisim. All right, it's a major Gemara here. Right, that Esther was Soif Kol Hanisim, the end of all Nisim, which is very interesting because the whole nace by Esther was a hidden nace. Right, it wasn't a nace nigla. Okay, but the obvious question is Va'ika Hanukkah, right? Hanukkah came after Purim, right? That's a riddle that you ask kids, which came first, because I think for some reason the Olam thinks that Hanukkah came first because I guess in the order of the year, Hanukkah comes first. But right, Purim was in the 70 years of the Galus between Bayis Rishon and Bayis Sheni. Hanukkah was in halfway through Bayis Sheni, right? So we had Hanukkah, which was Nisim. So what it means is Nitna Lichtov Kamrina. We're talking about which Nisim were allowed to be written down. So Esther was allowed to be written down. It's included in Nach, and Hanukkah was not. So the Gemara says, Esther Nitna Lichtov. That's good. According to Madam, it says that Esther was Nitna Lichtov. Elamandam, Esther light Nitna Lichtov. But according to Madam, it says that Esther was not Nitna Lichtov. Ma'ikala Meimar. What are you going to say? Right? Then so what's the difference between Hanukkah and Purim? If you were really, they were not supposed to write down Megillas Esther as part of Nach. So Moikim Laka Rebbe Yamin Bar Yefes Amar Rebbe Lazar. So we're going to say that Shachar we say Shachar like a different shot. The Amar Rebbe Yamin Bar Yefes Amar Rebbe Lazar Lama Nimshlu Tefilos Shel Tzadikim Kayelas. Why is it that the tefilos of tzadikim are compared to an ayelas, to this hind? Just like this animal. So as long as it's growing, its karnea, its horns, what do you call it again? Antlers, shoot out, right? After tzadikim, kozman shemarbin betfilos. So tzadikim, as long as they keep davening, tefilos and nishmas, the tefilos get heard, right? So, and so what does that have to do with Esther? What is this pshat in this? What does that have to do with Esther? So l'chayra, that Esther's tefilos is what got us. The Gemara is l'chayra, because we're trying to say pshat in the pasuk of why Esther is compared to the shachar, to ayelas shachar, right? So it's got to be that Esther's tefilos. She must have been. She was a tzadikis, so her tefilos is what got us through. Right. That's why we say this parak of Tillim is attributed to Esther, right? The Chav Beis, parak Chav Beis and Tillim, correct? So that's what we're saying, that the tefilos of tzadikim, they get heard. Yeah?
Isn't there a Megillah Hanukkah?
Is it included in one of the other thing? Not included.
Megillah
All right, very good. Right. Megillah Antiochus. Is that not part of what's it called? How do you say it?
Hagrifia.
I don't know, is that or there's another Masechta Kala? It's not Masechta Kala. What was it? One of those things? Masechta Smachos? I don't remember.
I guess either way, it wasn't chashuv enough to be part of Tanakh.
They don't know who wrote it.
It's not.
Correct. No, it was too late. It was too late to be part of Tanakh.
It was too late, and they don't know who wrote it.
What was the reason why the Tana holds that Esther, Megillah Esther is not considered, or whatever, the sheet that holds the Megillah Esther is not part of Tanakh?
Well, why did he say it shouldn't have been? Because it was. I think it was too late. No,
but I'm saying Ezra came afterwards. Ezra and Nehemiah came afterwards. Like what is
Ezra and Nehemiah after?
Well, they didn't want to put it in, right? And Esther asked for it at the end of Megillah, no?
Yes. Yeah.
Right, so, but I'm asking, like, if it's because of how late it was, like, there was Ezra and Nehemiah, Mamash were after.
Correct.
They're after. They're ready when they came back from
Ezra, Nehemiah, Chagai, Malachi, Zechariah, they're all after.
Okay, so then I don't know what... Oh, that's what it was, right? It wasn't written with Ruach HaKodesh. It wasn't written with Ruach HaKodesh.
They said that... You're saying he's not masking to all those different like rayas that they bring from there, that there's Ruach HaKodesh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was about Ruach. It's about, it wasn't written by Ruach HaKodesh.
Even though they're considered Nevi'im?
Yeah, so I don't know.
This kind of holds are not Nevi'im? Or whatever.
I guess. So that is the Sugi and Megillah. It's the Sugi and Megillah.
We'll get there soon.
We'll go through it. Yeah, so the kasha with this is, tzadikim, kozman shemarim tefilos and nishmas, right? How many tzadikim in the last 2,000 years daven 3 times a day for the Geula? No, it's a very. I don't know. It's saying. I don't know. It's a depressing question.
It doesn't say that the tefilosim will be answered. It will be heard. Heard doesn't mean answered. Not the same thing.
Well, it could be answered. Answered is no. So now I say, what's the concept of Gemara?
Nishmas.
Oh, so now you're eliminating the whole Gemara.
I'm not eliminating. Hearing is something also. Hearing is a level also. There's plenty of people who listen, but they don't hear. So.
Okay.
I hear Yaakov, what you're saying, that's a famous line from Mrs. Waxman, whose son, the Yimach Shemainik's, kidnapped and killed 30 years ago.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
When everybody was davening for him, and they lit special, and it happened on Arabs just when by left
Friday
pension,
night. I remember
just by left pension.
Yeah.
So some reporter said to her, she said, so God didn't hear your prayers, Mrs. Wax. She said, no, God heard, and his answer was no.
I hear.
He answered. His answer was no.
Right. Okay. I'm saying, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I hear that. But here the problem is that nishmas is mashma. The answer was yes, because it got us out of Purim. Right. Okay.
Maybe the answer he heard and it happened to be also answered, but he heard was also well.
No, all I'm saying is that I bring this up sometimes because people ask, "What do you mean? We went for brachas to Tzadikim, right? And they said they're going to daven, and they almost expect it to be an automatic Yeshua."
Did they give the kupat ear?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the other one. But I'm saying they expect it to be a Yeshua, an automatic Yeshua. So is that the right thing to answer them? Well, they've been davening for Mashiach to the Tzadikim, and whatever reason, Hashem is not. You know what I'm saying? It's not an automatic. I mean, I don't know what I'm not. I don't want to be. I don't want to be an apicus over here. What?
Didn't we have a Gemara that says that if you quote somebody b'shem Omer, it's maybe Gulul Ilam? We have Gemaras like that also.
Right. No, that's true. So it doesn't say when it's bringing the Gula.
Right.
So you're saying it'll be heard. It'll be heard. So you're saying you just don't know. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Good. So that's the end of the. I got it to the Gemara. Now we're into Kajin. Shachtu is a tamid. So if they shechted the carbon tamid, then it was still night, so the carbon tamid is going to be passul. Right? So Amos, when did this happen? Right? Because what happened? The Mishnah says that the shchita, and then it says the kohen gadol goes down in toivels. Right? So if this is talking about the rest of the year, meaning that they did this every day, that they sent somebody up. Right? They sent somebody upstairs to find out if it's day. Loi sagi the lav kohen gadol. Right? It has to be for the kohen gadol. Any kohen could go do the avodah every day. Why is it saying that the kohen gadol goes down to the mikveh? The kohen gadol doesn't do the avodah every day. It can be on a regular kohen. Ella b'yom kippurim. Must be talking yom kippurim. So here we get into astrology again. Mara lavana mi ika. Does the moon is the moon there at that time? Right? The moon, as the month goes along, the moon, meaning if you look, Bez Hashem Rosh Chodesh tomorrow night, the moon rises very early in the night and sets very early. As you get later in the month, the moon rises much later. Right? Sometimes you're driving at night in the end of the month and you see the moon right above the horizon. Right? It goes much later. But Yom Kippur is on the 10th day of the month. So there's no way the moon would be rising that late that you confuse the moon with the sun. Right? So that's really the Gemara's shaila here. What are we talking about? If we're talking about all year round, then it makes more sense because then you could get confused with the moon. But then why are you referring to the Kohen Gadol? The all year round is not the Kohen Gadol. It could be any Kohen. So you're talking about Yom Kippur. If you're talking about Yom Kippur, that's impossible to confuse the moon because the moon is rising much, much earlier. So the Gemara says, Hachi Kama, no, this is what the Mishnah means to say. But Yom Kippurim on Yom Kippur, Ki Amar Barak Barkai, meaning they do this always, but on Yom Kippur, when they call out that it's lit, that the sky is lit, Haridu Kohen Gadol Beis HaTfilah, then the Kohen Gadol goes down to the Beis HaTfilah. Right? So fine. So that's what we're saying. So again, the Mishnah is talking about all year round, and on Yom Kippur too. Right? Tani Avu Rav Avin. Loizul Bavad Amru. Not only is the shchita going to be passul, Ela'af Milika Sa'if. Let's say they do Milika, right? The way they kill the bird, the way they shech the bird, is which only works through the Beis Hamikdash. This does not work at home, right? The kohen just slices the neck with his thumb, right? So if they did that, kmitzas mincha, and the kmitzas mincha was the kohen takes his finger, right? We had this a few times, right? He takes his two fingers and he squeezes the flour to the palm of his hand. So then if that happens at night, then tisarif, it has to be burned. Meaning it's passul. The same way the shchita is going to be passul. So too the Milika is going to be passul, and so will the kmitza. So Gemara asks, so we can understand oila sa'if ma'ida hava. You can't. What are you going to do? You can't sew the animal's head back on and do it again, right? Same way shchita, you can't sew the animal's head back on. Milika, you can't sew the animal's head back on. But kaima, it's flour. What's the big deal? So he took out the flour, right? It's on Amud Beis. So just take the flour that the kohen took, pour it back into the pot, and redo it in the morning, right? So we're not talking, we're not talking about a lot of flour here, but meaning it's reversible. We were saying in the Mishnah that these things all are irreversible, which is true. Shchita and Milika is irreversible, but kmitza is perfectly reversible. Put it back into the pot. So Gemara says, "Who tani la, who amar la." So he said it. Kli shares mekachin afilu shlei bezmane. A kli shares, because what do you do with the flour? He took the flour with his fingers, puts it into a utensil, and saves it in order to be makabel. Right? Once you put it into a kli shares, into a kli that has kedusha to it, then it gets its kedusha, even if it's not time to do it. Meaning, normally, if you take the kmitza and you put it into the pot during the day, so then the pot makes it kaddish, and there's nothing you can do. It becomes tameh, etc., with all the kedusha, with all the things that a kaddish have, right? But what about at night when it's not the proper time? So he's answering, yes, even at night when you take this flour and you put it into the klei sharis, it gets a kedusha, and that's it. You can't go put it back into the original pot of flour because it's going to lose its kedusha, right? Okay, so meisvei, so they asked the kasha, zeh klal. This is the klal. Kol hakar b'yoyim, kadosh b'yoyim. Whatever you bring, whatever korbanos you bring during the day, you're makdash it during the day, right? Meaning that if you put it into a kli, it becomes kadosh during the day. Anything that's meant to be brought at night, which is really no korbanos are brought at night, except for the minchas nesachim. Right, that's what Rashi says. The minchas nesachim can be brought at night. So if you make it kadosh at night, then it becomes kadosh at night. V'chala karev, and any carbon, right? Bein b'yom, bein b'layla. Kadosh is kadosh. Bein b'yom, bein b'layla. It's kaddish whether it's during the day, whether it's at night. But katani miyas, whatever it is, we learned from this that kol hakara b'yom kaddish b'yom, which is anything that is meant to be brought during the day, it becomes kaddish during the day. B'yom in b'layla loy. But by them, it's mashma that only during the day will it become kaddish, not at night. Meaning, if you have a carbon, that's a kmitza, right? That's supposed to be you're supposed to be makarit during the day. So if you put it into a pot during the day, then it becomes kaddish from the kli. But if you put it in at night, when it's not the proper time to bring the carbon, then it's not going to become kaddish, right? So, but we just got finished saying that if the kohen by mistake takes a kmitza at night and he puts it into a kli, it's going to be kaddish, right? I mean, again, the way our teretz was that a kli, even if it's not the time that it should be brought, meaning at night, it's still going to become kaddish, right? But this brisa right here is saying no. If it's at night and it's for a day carbon, then it's not going to become kaddish. So which one is it? So our answer is Dilma ain't a kaddish likara. Maybe it's not going to become kaddish that you're able to be makrivit. You'd have to be makdish it again of a kaddish li passul, but it will become kaddish enough that it's going to become passul, right? Meaning if you did the kmitza at night, then it's going to make it passul. So now there's like a middle stage where putting into a kli sharis is going to make it into a carbon during the day. But if you do it at night, it's not going to be kaddish enough to be makrivit, but it will be enough to make it passul. So it's somewhere in the middle. So Rav Zera had a kasha. See, now I don't know exactly what was going on in the Beis Hamikdash with this case here, but see, there is a lechem. There's a bezichin, right? So what do? You took the lechem. We took the what do you call it? The lechem hapanim, yeah. And you're supposed to put it on Shabbos morning, right? They put it onto the table Shabbos morning. So if you masada the lechem, and then there was also two spoonfuls of spice that they put on what do you call it? That's a frankincense? Yeah, frankincense, right? That they put it on top of the table. So it's either as a lechem as a bezichin achar Shabbos. They did it for whatever reason. They didn't do it on Shabbos. They did it on Sunday. The hiktir as a bezichin with Shabbos, and then he went and he burned the bezichin on Shabbos. Psula, then the lechem hapanim is passul, because you need to have the incense or frankincense on the table for over a Shabbos, and it wasn't. So keitzad yasa, what's he going to do? Yanichero l'Shabbos haba. You leave the lechem hapanim on the table until the next Shabbos. Shafilu amda ala shulchan yom rama, because even if the bread stays on the table for many days, there's nothing wrong with leaving the bread on the table. Now, was there enough? That means, but they need the new week's bread on there too, no?
Does it mean the lechem hapanim or
is there room for both? Is there room for both for 2 weeks worth?
What do you think?
Shlomo Melech, there was. He had all these tables.
No, there was definitely not room
on the one table that was in the storage.
No,
does it mean the lechem hapanim or the levina?
No, it was.
No, the lechem becomes possible.
They had.
Maybe they're talking about putting it onto the gold table afterwards.
Is that what it is? Those extra tables
to a second table? I don't. It doesn't look like that.
No, they left it there. They just left it.
They left it there. Yeah, they say taking it for another week. They're keeping it there for another week.
So the problem is the levina, not the lechem hapanim.
No, but the lechem hapanim becomes passul because the levina messed it up.
Oh if he was maktir it, what should he do instead of being maktir the levina on Shabbos? Leave that levina there until the following week, so it won't be maktir this Shabbos. Lechem hapanim still kosher.
No.
Why not?
No, because right now it's Sunday. They put it on there on Sunday. What do you do now?
The lechem hapanim you divide out again. When you masada them again the following Shabbos, leave the levina on. The levina has to be there a week before it's niktar.
And the lechem has to be there also.
Lechem hapanim on.
Lechem hapanim was divided every Shabbos. 1 week you wait, 1 week you're not. I think it's the Haktara that's the problem.
I don't know. I learned it that you keep both of them.
I'm looking at it lechem hapanim.
The lechem hapanim is 9 days old when they ate it. 8 days old, whatever.
That's under normal conditions. Here it looks like there was an extra week. They messed up. They didn't do this on Shabbos.
Well, was it an extra week or really only an extra day? What happened?
I don't know.
It's an extra 6 days.
And now came the.
1 second. They took off the lechem hapanim on a Shabbos morning, right? Then for whatever reason they didn't. Correct. Yeah. Now what happened in this case?
They took it Matzah Shabbos, which is Sunday.
They took it off or they put it on?
They took it off.
What? No, I thought they put it on.
Well, that's an Esther. The shulchan can't be without lechem hapanim. That's why they had to slide it on and off at the same time.
Okay, but so then what happened here?
They divided it. They switched it over Matzah Shabbos instead of.
Is that how it goes? Is that how it was? They didn't leave it on. Okay, that could be. That's immaterial. But they did it on Matzah Shabbos. They did it on Matzah Shabbos. So now we have a problem. So the lechem hapanim was sitting on there for a week till Shabbos. Now comes the next Shabbos, you can't take it off because it wasn't on there over the Shabbos. So the next Shabbos you got to put on the new lechem hapanims and leave this one on there. So you can have 24 breads on the table until Sunday morning or Matzah Shabbos, and then you take it off and divide it and burn the frankincense, right? That's what it's saying to do. Correct? Are we all on the same page? I think that's.
They bring down Rashi and Menachos explains the case. You leave it there for 2 weeks.
Why do you have to leave it there for 2 weeks?
Because you need an entire full week. So the Mishnah is saying you can just leave it there for another week.
Right. So what I'm saying, why is that another week?
because you left it there
missed
for
the time.
6.5 days. You missed the time.
No, so
you
let's say you put it on. Let's say you put it on Motzei Shabbos at 10 o'clock. So you leave it until Motzei Shabbos 10 o'clock. Why not?
No, that's not the way it works. You have to. It's supposed to be done on Shabbos. You missed the cutoff.
So you're saying it's got to be another week on top of that.
Yeah, that's what Rashi says. Right? If you look at the Rashi on the side, look at the Rashi. It's brought down from Menachos. You would do 14 days basically, and you'd have to bring new
Shabbos Haba. Yeah,
I know, but Shabbos Haba is the first Shabbos. Shabbos
That's right.
You wait another week. You leave it there for another week, and you bring the new Levina. You put new Levina on that first Shabbos, meaning the Shabbos, the time after, and then you wait another week and you burn it again.
Okay, I don't know. Rashi, I didn't learn that in the Rashi here when he said.
I'm saying it's Rashi and Menachos explains the Mishnah.
Right.
It's the Mishnah over there. Rashi says, "V'nimtza lechem bezichon ala shulchan yudal yamim." Meaning, or yud gimel yamim, depending how you learn it. But the point is, you leave it there again, and you just put on new. Either you put on new, or you leave the old bazichim, and now it's there. Well,
you got to put on two. You're gonna have to put on two.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, whatever it is, either that Shabbos, the next two Shabbos, that's.
I'm just wondering if Lamaisa this did happen every once in a while. Mustama, they were.
That's a different question. How does it happen?
I'm thinking, Mustama, they were at least as machmir with times as we are.
Well, the Kahanim's reason, man. How many times did we learn that Kahanim was reason?
Yeah. But even so, it has to be there a week. You can't beat me, medactic to the second, so they leave it there an extra minute. Eventually, that minute's going to build up.
Don't they have a mamuna that's in charge and say, hey, time for this, time for that?
Yeah, but it takes 30 seconds, whatever you want to do it. Eventually, that extra couple of seconds is going to build up until one day it's going to be Motzei Shabbos before it's taken off.
Why? No.
Because unless you can be medactic chutasara.
There was 2,000 kahanim there. None of them wanted Charlotte Shudders.
No, it's not the point. You can't be medactic chutasara without malachim. We're human beings. However zar as you might want to be.
Talk about yourself. Talk about yourself.
Sorry, Mr. Malach, but the rest of us are not. I won't talk about you. I'll talk about the rest of us. We're not malach.
I'm not a kohen. I'm not a kohen. You got a few very chashuv kahanim on the shir now. I'm not a kohen. You got chashuv kahanim here. They're not going to forget.
Right.
I'm together with Aaron. Talk about yourself.
Human beings.
Talk about yourself.
I'm never here, so don't talk to me.
Well, I mean, this is Gemaras that say we're not malachim. This is not news to anyone here. We can't be medactic chutasara. So mamela, you're going to have to be makbid another minute each week. Eventually, sometime in the winter, that's going to build up. It's going to be Motzei Shabbos by the time you masad the lechem hapanim.
Yes, and if you understand this Gemara, good for you. I'm happy.
Okay, fair enough. Anyways, okay, let's go because it's getting late tonight. But anyways, again, Matzav Rav Zeira, Sidras Alechem B'Bazichin Achar Shabbos. For whatever reason, they did it after Shabbos. V'Hikteras B'Bazichin B'Shabbos, and then they ended up bringing the B'Zichin on Shabbos. That's passul, right? Because it needs to go over a whole week. So Kate said, Yasser, how should you do it? Yanichenu l'Shabbos haba. You leave it for the next week, right? Yeah, it has to mean the second Shabbos. Yeah, it has to be the second Shabbos, not the first Shabbos. Yeah, very good, Akiva. Shafilu amda ala shulchan yom ram. Even if it's on the shulchan many days, sorry, that's nothing. So the Gemara says, "V'amai tikdosh v'tifsel." Why it should become kaddish by being on a klei shares, right? Meaning, if we're saying that you put it into a klei shares, right? You put anything into a kli, that's makdish it, even if you do it at the wrong time. Yeah, so then, even though this is the wrong time, it became hektish, and then l'maisa you didn't do it properly, right? You put it there at the wrong time. You put it there on a Sunday instead of on a Shabbos, and we're saying that if you put the right, ultimately, what do we say? That if the kohen puts the flour, takes the kmitza, it's the middle of the night, it's still passul, right? So here Why shouldn't it become passul? Why should we be waiting it a week and a half? You put it on to a kli sharis at the wrong time, and that passuls. So Amar Rava, Manda Kamoisiv, Shaper Kamoisiv. Whoever asked this kasha, asked a good kasha. Now I don't know what he doesn't say it by name. And Ravavan's father, who's the one that said this about the kmitza, is also saying it from a Mishnah. So there has to be, he's saying it's a good kasha. So we have to come up with an answer. So v'kasavar, so we have to say, Laila ein mechusar zman. Right? Yoim mechusar zman. Laila is not considered mechusar zman. Yeah? Meaning it's not considered doing it at the wrong time. Now we're going to be mechalik between putting something on the mizbeach when it's a totally not part of its regular zman, and we're saying Laila is not like that. Laila is not mechusar zman. Yoim is mechusar zman. Right? Putting it on the wrong day is be considered mechusar zman. It's not at the right time, and it's not going to make it into hektish. So the kid's not going to make it into hektish. The Gemara says kimati b'shimsha tikdash, which is okay. So when it becomes day, right? Meaning when it comes Friday night, you had these breads, right? The lechem hapanim on there for a week before. So right when it gets Friday night and it becomes roy to put it on, right? Then it's going to come kaddish. And you did it at night. You did it the night, so it should become passul. Some Ravina shekadam v'silka. No, it's talking about Friday, right? You took it off right before Friday night, so therefore it's not gonna become kaddish. That says it's not a problem even if you didn't go and take it. Since you put it on there not properly. It's as if a monkey put it on. Meaning, a very interesting teretz. It's saying since these kahanim put it on too late, so they didn't do it properly. So Mamela, it's as if nobody ever put it on. It's as if a monkey put it on. So since it's as if a monkey put it on, then it's not going to have any sort of kedusha. It's as if nobody did anything. All right. So the question is, how come? When the kohen does it at night, we also don't say that. They say it's like a monkey did it, right? The kohen does the kmitza at night by mistake. Why don't we also say it's a monkey, right? But I'm not sure. But anyways, okay. So we'll stop here. All right. Fine. Good Nach.
Oh,
yeah. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Reb Tziyakov.
Yes, sir.
I don't understand this last piece, the answer. Would you mind going over that again?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to help you. But which part?
From Rava, from the answer to Rava.
Right, so the one who asked the kasha is a good kasha. Right, from the lechem hapanim. Right? He's not saying it on his own that we could ask kasha. He's actually saying it from a tanoim.
So now it's a stira in Tanoim.
So now we have a stira. I don't know why it's going through such an elaborate way. It's a stira. It's a kasha.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know why the Gemara chooses to say that. He's basically saying that he's not saying it on his own. He's saying it from a Tana.
And then he ends up saying it's a Machlokes because Saver means who holds. The Amud of Ovens, Brisa, that Mishnah holds, Laila ain't Mechusar zman. The Yom is Mechusar zman.
Correct.
And the lechem hapanim,
what?
They don't hold that. Lechem hapanim doesn't hold that.
Correct. I'm not sure.
What does kasaver mean?
No, I don't think it means that it's a machlokes.
So the kasaver is on avud rabavim?
Both of them. I mean, it should say in lashon rabim as opposed to lashon yachid.
The whole word is not negeya.
Oh, I know the Gemara was saying that the svara is they hold, right?
Who holds?
Both of them.
That's everyone.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, okay. Yeah, so we hold Laila ein Mechusar zman, Yom Mechusar zman. So they do something at night. Doesn't passul anything.
Correct.
Only by day. The wrong day will passul.
Oh, so Rashi says it's a Yom Shalom. If you're missing a full day, then that's considered Chisaron.
Right.
Right? And he says in Hanukkah Came by the lechem hapanim that it's not until Shabbos.
So what do you mean not until Shabbos? I mean the fact that they did it Matzah Shabbos.
Meaning if it seems
when did
like
they
it has
change
a
it? They did it Sunday or Matzah Shabbos?
Seems like it has a 24-hour, what do you call it? If it's within 24 hours, then it's going to be a problem. If it's more than 24 hours, it's not.
So Kimati Beishim she tiklesh v'tifso because that's its usual zman.
What?
Why Kimati Beishim she? Friday night comes in tiklesh v'tifso, the second Friday night.
Yes, because that became the proper zman.
It's not. The proper zman is a week. Where does it say to do it on Shabbos?
No, for the lechem hapanim.
Yeah, where does it say to do it on Shabbos? It says it has to be there for a week.
It's meant to be put on there on Shabbos. That's the time that you're supposed to do it.
That's a deraisa. The Torah says straight out, or that's a drasha somewhere. What is that? Torah says it has to be there for a week.
I don't know where it says that. That's the assumption that that's the proper time to do it.
So now it's the minute before. I don't understand. Bein Hashmashos should come, which is Laila or not Laila?
Bein Hashmashos?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the difference? Well, what is the difference?
If it's not Laila, then it's not the right time. The right time is Shabbos. If it is Laila, then Laila can't passul anything.
Why? Laila could if it's within 24 hours.
No, we just say Laila can't. A day has to be within 24 hours.
No, but if it's the night within 24 hours and that's not the proper time, then it's going to be a problem. I think. What are you doing?
Okay, that's what I didn't get. Okay.
No, I think that's it. Take his over here. What do you want from me?
I need you to give me one.
What, I look like a barber?
Yes.
That's what Rashi means. Laila Le'av Chasarn Zman. It means the Laila before. Because it could have just waited till the morning and then it would have been good. Oh. All right, Yeshikoyach, I'll figure out the rest myself.
I think so. I think that's a shot. But if you think I got it wrong, please let me know.
No. I didn't understand what was going on from the cassava. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
All right, Yeshikoyach.
Fine. Zagesund. A good dinner. How you feeling? Okay. You had a little easier day today than yesterday?
Drop, maybe. Yeah. A little bit, Baruch Hashem. Hopefully tomorrow will be better.
Okay. As soon as Toivus.
Amen. How's Shmuley doing, by the way?
I have no idea. He left his phone at home. He doesn't, you know what I mean?
No one could get it to him?
He left it home on purpose.
Oh, wow. That's not usually a good sign.
Yeah, wow. So I don't.
Has anyone seen him?
No. He went into the hospital again for another treatment.
Yeah, but that was a week and a half ago already. What happened since?
No, he usually goes in for a week. So I don't know. Right. I'm afraid to text his phone. I don't want to bother. I don't know.
He's Ben Devayer, right? My name's got mixed up today. I don't know why.
Yes, the mother's name is Devayer, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Feel good.
Good to Nach.
Bye-bye.